Have you noticed that your Mac battery is draining, and it's draining maybe faster than what you expect, especially while it's asleep? The Mac is sleeping, so why is your battery still draining? You know what? You're not alone. This is searched for quite a fair bit, and we're going to cover on this video exactly what is happening and how you can potentially stop this from happening. If you love macOS security and you want to watch all of our other videos and stay up to date as we release new videos, why don't you click on that subscription button, click on the bell, that way you are notified when we are releasing new content. Before we do get into this video, I need to tell you about our software, Moonlock, that is used primarily to make sure that your Mac remains safer for longer. It's a great piece of software to make sure that your Mac is free from malware, from viruses, and more. It'll give you confidence that your Mac is free from this malicious software. I don't want this software on my computer, and I'm sure you don't want this software on your computer, causing havoc, potentially affecting data, stealing data, or even worse. You can go and download Moonlock completely for free from our website. And if you love it, you can go and pick it up using our YouTube 10 code to get a discount, because trust me, you need some good software running on your Mac to keep your Mac running safe. So go and pick it up, link down below of this video description. So let's firstly talk about the reasons why your Mac battery is draining. The first one is that you've got background apps that are preventing your Mac from actually properly going to sleep. Your Mac doesn't actually go to sleep. There is still things in the background, services, applications, processes that are still operating in the background. And because they're running in the background, the Mac battery still needs to be used. This could also be cloud sync, right? If you're using any sort of cloud, iCloud, if you're using OneDrive, Google Drive, if you're using Dropbox, things like this. This is software that is being used to sync data up to the cloud. Using internet connectivities up and back, right? You got data going up and down. Have a look at your Chrome, your Safari, software such as Slack, Zoom, Teams, and any other cloud storage that you've got. Now, sometimes the Mac doesn't actually go into a deep sleep, right? It has like a power nap. You know, like when you're a little bit tired and you just need to have a short little power nap. You're not in a deep sleep. So while it is having this power nap, it's checking your emails. It's doing these sync events that I mentioned before. There are apps checking things in the background. And even sometimes it's performing maintenance tasks in the background. It's automatically downloading apps, keeping your Mac up to date. So sometimes that's a good thing. You sometimes want your Mac to be refreshed. That way, when you wake up in the morning, hey, everything's up to date. Everything is synced up. That's actually a good thing, but your battery has been affected. A big culprit here is an external device connected into your Mac. USB devices that are actually connected to your Mac. Headsets, things that are connected into the USB ports, things that are connected into the HDMI ports, an SD card inside of the side of your Mac. Well, all of those devices need to be powered on, right? A USB device, you might notice sometimes you plug in a USB device and a little light lights up, because there's activity. It actually needs to get some power into it to be able to transfer data. So if you've got devices plugged into your Mac and your Mac is not fully asleep, well, there's a little bit of juice that is being used from your battery to keep those devices active. Another thing could be just that your Mac is running, it's a little bit old, right? The battery just doesn't perform the way that it should. And this is not true of just batteries on computers, but it's true about batteries in anything, on your phone, in any other devices that have batteries, like lithium sorts of batteries. Those sort of batteries over time will degrade, and they don't hold the charge as well as they used to in the past. So when you first bought your Mac, maybe it was really good, but it's common that over the lifespan of a Mac, the battery is just not going to perform as well. It doesn't hold the charge as well. And then another one is the fact that there is some malicious software running. There is some malware, there's a virus, there's something that is operating on your Mac, and applications, malicious code, crypto miners, combinations of all this malware, viruses, malicious stuff in the background is a huge contributor to sometimes your battery draining a lot faster than it should, because ultimately it's using processing power behind the scenes. But now, what are some of the things that you could do? What are some of the things you could check on your Mac to see what's going on? Let's go check out your battery health first. So on your Mac, you want to go and open up the system preferences section. And what you want to do in here is you want to look for apps that are using the most energy, using significant energy. Essentially, this will answer the question of how can I tell if my Mac's battery is draining fast? Like, this is the best spot to find. And some of those apps, if you identify that they're not actually needed, close them, right? Before you do put your Mac to sleep, make sure that you're closing all of these apps, especially the ones that are chewing up most of that battery resource. Go and validate what's going on by going into your activity monitor. The activity monitor is a space that you should be in quite regularly. This is the spot where you can see exactly what applications, what processes are actually running behind the scenes. You can see the CPU, the memory usage, and a whole bunch more. And look at targeting some of the apps that are in there. I'd recommend sorting it by your energy, sorting it by CPU usage. You can also go and check out the logs. Check out the sleep logs on your Mac. Open up the console app and look for frequent wake events. This will help you identify any apps, any drivers, any other devices that are preventing your Mac from sleeping. This is the important part, is what are some battery saving tips, some battery saving techniques that you can be putting in place. Before you put your Mac to sleep, close everything out. Right? I've got a bad habit of just shutting the lid and then going away and then finding next morning the batteries are gone, right? Close everything. Quit your browser, remove all of your tabs if they are actually open. Disconnect any external devices that you've got connected to the sides of your Mac, and also turn off Bluetooth. And even better is not just putting your Mac to sleep, actually shut it down. Get into a good habit of just shutting down your Mac, rebooting your Mac quite frequently. Don't get into a habit of just closing the lid every single day. Try to get into a good habit of properly shutting it down. Try to keep your Mac up to date, because keeping your Mac up to date is a good thing. Apple and all of the providers who make all of your apps, the developers, well, they release updates to their apps, to the operating systems, for good reason. Sometimes it's because there's been a vulnerability found. Sometimes it's because there's been some bug found on an app that could be chewing up more battery than it actually should. So keeping your Mac up to date will ensure that your battery health is always kept at the best possible state. Go and do a malware scan. Pick up a software like ours, like Moonlock, and scan your Mac and validate that there is actually no malicious software or code running silently in the background. This malicious code, these crypto miners, anything that is not meant to be there, Moonlock will be able to pick it up and not only find it, but actually remove it. And then you'll find that your battery may actually perform significantly better because these things are no longer running in the background. Try also not to let your battery drop down to zero, right? We don't want to do that. Try to keep your battery pumped up quite a fair bit, but don't let it get to zero at least too often. Sometimes also it is a good practice to do, give your battery a bit of a refresh. So do let it go down and then charge it up again, but not that frequently. And try not to keep your battery running at 100% all the time. It's not actually the best thing. So if you have the ability, if you're sitting at a desk for long periods of time, don't always have it plugged in. Sometimes unplug the charger and just let the battery do its thing, and then plug it in when you need to. You can always check the charger, check the cable, check the power adapter, try different power adapter, try different cable, as the current setup may actually not be performing well. Look at potentially cleaning the charging port, because there sometimes could be debris. Even the USB-C ports, if you're using those for charging, could get a little bit gross. So go and clean them up. And if the problem continues, this is where you may have to be able to take it to an Apple store, take it to a professional to check it out. So as I said at the very start as well, if you want to make sure that your Mac runs safer for longer, go and download our software Moonlock. Try it completely for free for 7 days. You're gonna love it. Go and buy it using the YouTube 10 code. Hey, we love macOS security, and if you do as well, why don't you follow along? Click on the subscription button, click on the bell. That way you don't miss out on any of our future video releases. Thanks for tuning in. Remember to leave us a comment down below, letting us know how you found this video, and also give us some tips and see how we can help each other a little bit more. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you on the next video.